The Sleepwalking Town, Episode 4, The Night of the Procession. Daniel had stopped trusting the night. Every time darkness fell over Ashwick, the town changed. It breathed differently. The air became colder, thicker, as if something ancient was waking beneath the soil. And tonight, Daniel knew something worse was coming. The mark on his arm burned again, not a dull ache this time, a violent, searing heat. Daniel clenched his teeth as he sat inside the small motel room. The glowing symbol beneath his skin pulsed like a heartbeat, slow, then faster still. Something was calling him. Across the street, the town was quiet, too quiet. Daniel glanced at the clock. 2:13 a.m., right on time. The burning intensified, and then it happened. One by one, the doors of Ashwick began to open, houses creaked, street lamps flickered, and the people of the town stepped outside, just like the previous nights. But tonight, there were more of them, men, women, children, all walking slowly into the fog, all barefoot, all silent, their eyes closed, their faces blank, sleepwalking. Daniel grabbed his jacket and stepped outside. The cold hit him immediately, but the burning in his arm was stronger. The symbol was glowing now, bright enough to see through the fabric of his sleeve, guiding him, leading him, just like the others. The townspeople moved together through the streets like a slow river of bodies. None of them spoke, none of them acknowledged Daniel. They simply walked, and Daniel followed. The procession moved toward the forest, toward the same place Daniel had seen in his dreams, the clearing. The deeper they went, the darker the woods became. Branches twisted like claws overhead, fog crawled along the ground, and the air carried a low, distant sound, a whisper, hundreds of voices murmuring the same words, over and over, a chant. Daniel's stomach twisted as the forest opened into the clearing. The pit was there, but tonight it was different. Torches surrounded it, dozens of them. Their flames flickered violently in the wind, and around the pit, the townspeople formed a perfect circle, still asleep, still chanting. At the far side of the clearing stood Elias Ward, waiting. The tall old man raised his hands slowly, and the chanting stopped. Instantly, like a switch had been flipped, silence fell across the forest. Daniel felt the mark burn hotter. Ward's eyes locked onto him, and a slow smile spread across the old man's face. "You finally came," Ward said calmly. Daniel's chest tightened. "You're controlling them," Daniel said. Ward chuckled softly. "No," he gestured to the sleeping townspeople. "They are answering." Daniel looked at the circle of bodies. "They're sleepwalking." Ward shook his head. "They are remembering." Daniel's arm throbbed violently now. The symbol was glowing bright gold beneath his skin. Ward stepped closer. "You feel it, don't you?" he asked. Daniel didn't answer. Ward's smile widened. "The call." Daniel swallowed hard. "What is this place?" Ward looked toward the pit. Reverence filled his voice. "This is where our town was born." The torches flickered violently, and from deep inside the pit, something moved. Daniel froze. The darkness inside the pit shifted, like liquid shadow. Something ancient, something alive. Ward continued speaking softly. 200 years ago, our founders made a pact. Daniel's pulse hammered in his ears. "With what?" he asked. Ward's eyes gleamed. "With the thing that sleeps beneath Ashwick." The ground trembled, very slightly. The townspeople began chanting again, slow, rhythmic, their voices growing louder. Ward stepped closer to Daniel. "You were chosen," he said. Daniel shook his head. "No," Ward pointed to the glowing mark. "You were marked before you ever arrived." Daniel's stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" Ward leaned in, his voice barely a whisper. "You didn't find this town, Daniel." A long pause, then Ward finished the sentence. "The town called you home." The chanting grew louder. The pit began to glow faintly from within. Daniel felt something tugging at his mind, pulling him toward the edge. Step by step, his feet began moving on their own. "No." Daniel whispered, but his body kept walking, toward the pit, toward the darkness. Ward watched calmly. "The procession is complete," he said. The townspeople raised their hands. All at once, like puppets, the chanting became deafening. Daniel reached the edge of the pit, and looked down. What he saw made his blood turn to ice. Eyes, hundreds of them, opening in the darkness below, watching him, Waiting, hungry, Daniel stumbled backward, but Ward grabbed his arm. The glowing mark flared violently. "You belong to it," Ward said. The creature beneath the pit shifted, the ground cracked, the eyes blinked slowly, and a deep voice echoed from the darkness, not spoken, but felt inside Daniel's skull, "Return." The mark burned brighter than ever. Daniel screamed, and then, the chanting stopped, the forest fell silent. Ward's expression changed. For the first time, he looked surprised, because the glowing mark on Daniel's arm was changing, the symbol twisted, reforming into something new. Something older, something even Ward had never seen before. Daniel collapsed to his knees, the ground shook violently, the eyes in the pit widened, and the voice spoke again, louder this time, almost fearful. "The vessel has awakened." Ward stepped back slowly, confusion spreading across his face. "That's impossible." Daniel lifted his head, his eyes were glowing now, bright, unnatural, and when he spoke, the voice that came out was not his own. "Ashwick will burn." To be continued. If you loved this dark tale, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell for more chilling horror stories.